Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's weekend was great and you all had a chance to enjoy the beautiful weather. I am currently out enjoying the beautiful weather right now. It's sunny, it's a little breezy. I'm taking a detour because of the construction that I'm finding on my walk to Three House today. Out in the sun, but Mom, before you ask, yes, I put sunscreen on. Yes, it's on my face. Yes, it's on my ears and my shoulders and my legs. I learned, my last time from the first burn of the season. We don't need that again. But today's fun facts are not about my sunburn and my, battle with the sun. No, today's facts are on what lies beyond the sun, in outer space. A couple weeks ago, when I was home visiting my parents and my family, my dad and I went down a rabbit hole, right, of outer space, because they had just launched the first manned rocket from US soil since 2011. And it was going to the International Space Station. So we were looking up the live footage and, recapping what had happened. And then we said, wow, we really don't know a lot about the International Space Station and how big it is, what it is, all these things. So we read some fun facts. And let me tell you, I mentioned earlier in May when I did facts about the ocean, that was kind of freaky, right? Well, space is freakier. And I'm going to tell you here about the International Space Station specifically. Because if I went too far down the rabbit hole of outer space, I think I would probably just freak myself out too much. So we can only go so far, right? Okay, but your fun facts about the International Space Station today. Number 1, the International Space Station has been continuously occupied since November 2000. So we're coming up on 20 years of people living in space at the International Space Station. There have been 240 individuals from 19 countries that have visited the International Space Station, and the longest time anyone has spent there was 665 days, and that record was set by Peggy Whitson. So overall, though, there are always 6 people living and working there. Fact number 2, the International Space Station is 357 feet long. That is 1 yard shorter than an American football field, which includes the end zones. The living and working space of the International Space Station is larger than a 6-bedroom house, has 6 sleeping quarters, 2 bathrooms, a gym, and a 360-degree view bay window. Wow, you can't argue with views like that, I guess. Whew, windy today. So, that means my paper's blowing. Jeepers. Because of the loss of muscle and bone mass from living in space, the astronauts have to work out at least 2 hours each day. The gravity in the International Space Station is 90% of what it is here on Earth. So if a person weighs 100 pounds on Earth, they weigh 90 pounds in the International Space Station. That's, that's kind of cool. It's one way to lose weight, I guess. Not really one that I think I would want to, partake in. Okay, fact number 3. There have been more than 221 spacewalks for the space station construction, maintenance, and upgrades since December 1998. Now, when I was looking up these facts, I was looking at what kind of spacewalks they're doing. And most of them, in regards to the space station, are construction and upgrades, right? Because they're constantly making sure that the wires are all connected, the panels are still in place, that sort of thing. Not a single one of those spacewalks was under 6 hours. They were out in space for 6 hours. Hello. That's kind of crazy, I think. And let's continue to think on that for a moment, right? The International Space Station was constructed in space. They put it together in outer space. Pieces were sent up on 42 different flights. And again, maintenance happens regularly. Supplies are sent up by 4 different spacecrafts, and 6 spacecrafts can dock at the space station at one time, and they can arrive as soon as 6 hours after launching from Earth. So the other weekend, when the astronauts left Florida they were there 6 hours later, because the International Space Station is actually only about 250-ish miles above the Earth's atmospheres, which is kind of crazy, right? That's like, my dad and I were talking, that's the distance from our farm, my parents' farm, to Des Moines. Roughly, it's like roughly that. So it's just like kind of blows my mind, That's why these facts are on a mind-blowing Monday. Okay, fact number 4. The International Space Station travels at a speed, ready for this, of 5 miles per second. Hello, yes, you heard me correctly. 5 miles per second. So if we do the maths here, right, that is approximately 18,000 miles an hour-ish. Okay, 18,000 miles an hour. I mean, I know I drive fast, but I don't drive that fast. Okay, so 18,000 miles an hour means that they are orbiting the Earth in 90 minutes. 1.5 hours, they do a complete orbit around the Earth. Okay, so that means in 24 hours, they make 16 orbits around the Earth, and they see 16 sunrises and sunsets. Now think back to fact number 3, okay, the spacewalks, over 220 of them. Now, if you weren't already terrified to go into space, let's keep in mind that, say we've got to do some construction on the International Space Station, and they're like, oh, no problem, let me put on my space gear and go into outer space at 18,000 miles an hour, to replug in a wire. No thanks. Wow, I commend the astronauts, because I think I'll just keep my feet on the ground. Really. I'm not sure that I could do it. I think I'd just let the wire float around with me. Okay, fact number 5. The International Space Station is monitored by 5 countries. 5 countries are in collaboration on this project: the US, Russia, Japan, Canada, and Europe. And now it's really the European Space Agency, and they just abbreviated it to Europe, I guess. Sometimes I think, NASA's busy working on other things. They forget Europe is technically a continent, not a country. But anyway, they're referring to the countries that are a part of the European Space Agency. Those are the partners. More than 50 computers monitor the systems on the International Space Station. There are 350,000 sensors that ensure crew and station health and safety. Now, this really is a huge and fantastic collaboration between different countries of the world, and they're learning new things every day, taking pictures of the Earth, probably blurry pictures if you're moving that fast, but what do I know? I'm not up there taking pictures, right? But I think, after reviewing all these facts, I do think if the world comes to an end, which it's 2020, nothing's thrown out the window yet, right? But if the world does come to an end, I think I'll stay here. If we have to evacuate to Mars or something, I really think I'll stay here. I'm not sure that I want to go in outer space at 18,000 miles an hour. The 16 orbits around the Earth that they make is the distance of one trip to the moon and back. That's how far away the moon is from us. But it's fine to orbit the Earth 16 times a day. But again, if we have to evacuate, I really think I'll just stay here, keep an eye on things. Yeah, I can handle that much. So those are our fun facts today. As you spend time outside looking at the beautiful clear sky and battling with the sun, for sunburn and new freckles and tan lines, think a minute of what's beyond the sun and what we really are a part of and how small we really are. And when you think about how small we are, think about how close we are together, and join us for our weekly activities to feel some connection after you feel disconnected when you think about the Earth. So join us tomorrow night for our Popcorn Under the Pew. We will be again viewing a movie or a TV show with a discussion point in mind that's led by our very own Jess Simmons. And then on Wednesday night we have our gathering and worship, and that will be led by Dave. That's from 8 to 10. And then Friday we have Lemonade on the Lawn from 5 to 6, where we talk about different ways to be mindful and engage in conversation and just be a part of our community. Oh, and Daily Dose of Dave, that happens at 2:10 every day. Dave's been sharing some really great things, some really great thoughts and discussion points, so please join us for that as well. And if you have any fun facts that you'd like me to share, please send them to me or comment below on this video. I'd love to hear them and I'd love to share them. Until next Monday, friends, get out and enjoy the weather, take care of each other, be safe, be well. See you soon.